Okay, cool. Hi, guys. Hi, Leth. How's it going? Just a disclaimer right off the bat. For the past half an hour, there's been like this giant group of motorcycles going by in the background, so I'm so sorry if you hear a bunch of vroom vrooms. They're trying to show you how much vroom vroom they have. I apologize. I've been trying to make it quieter. I can't. Hey TJ, how's it going? So apologies in advance for any vroom vrooms. Scooter brothers. Lots of them. Lots of them. Okay. Is the music loud enough for you guys and everything? I'm sorry, I haven't been streaming that much recently, so I'm just making sure that all my settings are good again. And we're good to go. We're good to do this the sculpting thing. Hey Reggie, how's it going? Alright, let's do... Okay. So, if you guys are new here, I'm Ashley. Hi, nice to meet you. And my segment here is basically I take the sphere, I mash it around a whole bunch, and we make some kind of a creature with it. It isn't off of any reference per se, it's just what can my imagination do with what I've already learned. I find it's a really good creative exercise, not necessarily one that you would use all the time in production, but maybe as a jump-off point, because it is really a good idea to always be using reference, but in terms of like an exercise, this is a great kind of way to just let yourself get a little bit loose, like maybe you've been doing too many things off of existing reference, or you've been like kind of studying a little bit too much, to just keep that creative freedom going, the creative juices, I guess. Like, it's good to just kind of like break away, do something like a little bit of a sketch on your own, and then go back to studying later. Just, it keeps things fresh. It makes you feel like you're actually putting in yourself as an artist, the work that you're doing, so it's not so monotonous, I guess you could say. I personally love to do this at least like once a week. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually, is to just kind of like sketch around in ZBrush. And if you wanted to do this along with me, there is a 45-day free trial down below in the description box, somewhere down there. If you're on Twitch, if you're on ZBrush Live, you can probably get a link somewhere around there as well. So, that being said, we're gonna mash this around. We're just gonna mash it. Hey, Seagull, how's it going? Hi DigiArt. Okay. Again, apologies for the vroom vrooms that you will hear. I tried. I tried. Hey, Zaif? Big Manu, hello. Yes, yesterday I was very, very tired on my stream. I still did it. It was a short stream, but I was very tired. Ah, hello. We're gonna just size this down by a little bit, just so... There we go. Okay. Yeah, I was on a trip yesterday for the whole long weekend, and I ended up getting back to Toronto at 3:30 in the morning, so I had to get to work really early too because we're on OT, and it was a fun time. Ooh, I'm wanting to like make something long. Like I saw this this image of like a caterpillar with like moth patterns on the side that kind of look a little bit like eyeballs, and I kind of want to go in that direction tonight, like just kind of do something a little bit like super weird with like a long snaky looking thing. Hey Martin, how's it going? How's my work? My work is great at work. OT is overtime. Overtime. So anything past your regular working hours is considered overtime. With tentacles? Oh man. Tentacles. I kind of wanted to do like some sort of like a weird millipede caterpillar-y kind of thing. But we'll see. You know, I always say I want to do these things, and then it ends up being something completely different, right? Yeah, it is crunch, but it's okay. That's totally fine with me. Get used to it. My cam is wobbling a bit. Hold on. It will, just because like it's on like this like stick. It's not really like attached to anything. It's like super... Come on. Okay, that should... It's gonna wobble a little bit, but it's hopefully that'll be okay. Hopefully, wait. There. Yeah, of course, Reggie. Tablet that was not a Wacom, like bamboo or something like that. Yeah, there was like some like knockoff Cintiq that I was using before, and like, because I've used a Cintiq, it was just not great at all. Like I was missing the pressure sensitivity that the Cintiq had, and I think that's something that a lot of people won't have a hard time with if you don't have like a really light pen touch. Like I hold my pen extremely loose. I hold it really light. My tablet, I've had this for over a year, and you can barely see any scratch marks on like the center piece. It's just a little bit like worn in the center here, and I've been using the same nib for a year. Like that's how, like, so for me, like the pressure sensitivity makes like a really big difference. But if you have like a heavy hand, I don't think that it like the knockoffs would be a bad thing for you per se. The Surface tablets? Yeah, I haven't actually tried that for sculpting. They look really nice and portable though. All right. Kind of want to make this like really long though. Like really long. It's like stretched out ZBrush logo, but as a caterpillar. make like the front piece like actually pretty tiny. So I'm thinking. So right now, for those of you who are wondering about the process, I'm just trying to find some shapes right now that actually look like they're flowing with the piece. Like, I really enjoy finding lines that kind of, you know, well, they flow, right? So if I'm considering this as like the front of this weird sort of like caterpillar worm like weird creature thing that I'm going to be making, then I want it to kind of like carry through the rest of the body, right? So if I were to model this straight, yeah, of course it would be great for rigging, but it would be harder to kind of capture the character. So a lot of the time when I'm doing things that are longer... Hold on, this is really loud. This mix gets really loud randomly. A lot of the times what I do with the characters that have like long pieces, like maybe if it has like a tail, or if like, you know, a really, really long, you know, piece of hair or something like that, instead of just modeling everything straight, like I know rigging wants it, in the sculpting stage, I like, you know, before, you know, when you're getting kind of like a look approval, I like to kind of like pose it, I like to do something with it, and then if it's look approved, then I take that and I make it straight afterwards, right? Because then it's like, okay, well now you know what it can look like when it is actually, you know, in a default sort of like pose, but also when it's like in action. And it helps kind of like capture the character too, and it's easier for directors and art directors and like, you know, your clients, especially the clients that are maybe not 100% artistically inclined. It's easier for them to kind of see what it is that you're doing. But you have to make sure that you're able to get that back into a straight kind of like position as well. So don't do anything like too extreme, but because this is literally just for concept and I would never rig this, then it's okay to kind of like push this into like a really big extreme. So honestly, like if you don't like think that you're ever going to rig something that you're sculpting, don't worry about if it's in like a default position or whatever. It's actually better to pose it rather than stress over if it's in a default like T-pose. People like to see posed stuff in your portfolio way more than seeing the T-pose stuff. Like if you're gonna be a character sculptor or character modeler or what have you. So I'm just making this kind of like fleshy just to start off. Yeah, it's a tube. Do you like it, Dylan? Mr. Ekron? How's it going? A lot of caterpillars have butts that look like... Hey, yeah, exactly. Hey, Steven. Hey, Ghost. How's it going? It's actually just like a paint, like, you know, I took a paint tube and I just squished it. That's what it is right now. It's like what you would see at like a art store or something like that, like a Desserts or something. You super do. That's cool. It will turn into a not so beautiful butterfly, but it'll turn into something, don't worry. I'm just kind of like getting a feeling for this. And also at the same time, when I'm doing this, when I'm just kind of like figuratively or literally noodling something like this around, it's because I'm also thinking about what I'm gonna do next. Alright. We can probably start doing some weird stuff with this. This is getting loud again. What? Colgate pillar! Hell yes! It's the toothpaste moth. Hey Link, how's it going? You ever export something from ZBrush to Maya? Would you have to recreate the topology for it? If you've created the topology for it in ZBrush, which you can via ZSphere or ZRemesher, then no, you don't have to if you've done it properly, but if you want to retopologize in Maya, you totally can as well. Better for the pipeline to do it in T-pose? Yes, that's what I'm saying, is for the pre-approval stage, like for a look, you're gonna want to try and capture as much of the character as you possibly can. I find that it's better to actually pose it slightly than to... Whoa, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I find it's better to actually just like pose the character slightly than to just give it as a T-pose, because then I find that you're you know, whoever the client is that's looking at it, and be it your boss or just like an actual client, and if they're not artistically inclined and they can't see forwards, they're going to just look at it in that stiff pose. And a lot of the time, people who can't, you know, see, you know, what it would look like if it was in motion just by looking at a T-pose, they're going to start nitpicking things that later down the road they might not like either, right? So it's good to just kind of like put them in some kind of like a relaxed pose and then present it, rather than, you know, all that, you know, just default T-posing stuff, which you gotta do for the pipeline anyways, yes, but I've always found it way better, and I get faster approvals when I have something posed, which is better in my opinion, because you get through it a lot faster. And honestly, like, it's a lot more fun to do. It's way more fun to, like, to sculpt something in a pose. Than a T-pose. A doctor's signature from the side. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, you gotta... Oh my god, it's 2:20 in the morning. Go to sleep. It's okay. You can catch a VOD. It's all good. Pray to some kind of beast bird. Oh, don't even talk about last night's bird. Oh, thanks, Rags. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm glad to be doing this. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, wrinkles are probably one of the most enjoyable things to do, for sure. Dynamesh resolution, put that way down. Yeah, that's fine. And conductive skin, come in here, append it, and turn that off. This one. Alright. Duplicate it, mirror, merge down. Okay, cool. Yeah, posing afterwards, like if you don't have it, like if you're not retopologizing it, for example, if it's just a sculpt, posing it afterwards can be really really hard when you end up having like a really high topo or poly count. Sorry. So what I'd recommend is like having subdivisions if you're doing it that way. But like just to simplify what I've been talking about, if you're doing this for production, let's say you're doing it for a client, it needs to be rigged in the end, but you need to go through a pre-approval stage. Let's say you're doing the concept as well. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do really quick concept sculpting, and you're going to want to have it in a pose, some kind of a pose. Now this is my workflow for where I work currently, and some of the freelance work that I've done is good to just kind of like get some sort of like a pose, not an extreme one, but some sort of like relaxed pose where he's just standing there. It doesn't have to be, you know, asymmetric or anything like that, but it doesn't need to be a stiff, like, you know, oh, I'm straight out T-pose, because I found that there's a lot of problems with that. What you can do afterwards, let's say it gets approved in its relaxed state, after it's been approved, then you take that relaxed state and you start to sculpt it into a T-pose. And usually the relaxed comes from just like, you know, a little bit of a slouch, a little bit of like a relax in the shoulders and the arms. So with that being said, it's easy to just kind of like pull that up and straighten the legs a little, make sure that the feet are 100% at a 90-degree angle. It's all good for rigging and stuff. And then you pass it off after. If you have to do retopo, then you do retopo and then you pass it off, right? So you gotta make sure that you don't actually just leave it in that relaxed state and then give it to rigging, because they're gonna start being all like, hey. And that's why also, because you're going to have to put it back into T-pose afterwards, I don't recommend doing something extreme, because then it's easy to lose the shapes that you sculpted in as well, because some shapes only come out when they're posed as well. Like you could have, like, for example, like a really stylized character. If you had a stylized character's arm kind of like right like that, you could have it as just a tube. It would just be like a straight tube, but then as soon as it moves, maybe you have like some shape keys or, you know, blend shapes or whatever to actually create that like muscle shape and whatnot, right? So if that's the case, then, you know, you got to make sure that like these extreme poses are going to, you know, not like you can't have an extreme pose. That's what I'm saying, because you're going to get like different shapes, and the shapes are really what's getting approved with these stylized characters. I'm sorry for rambling. I just wanted to kind of like clarify what I was saying, because I didn't want anybody to take that as like, oh, I should always pose my characters first. Like, no. There's a reason. There's like yeah, okay. Hi Anthony, how's it going? What's my opinion on ZBrush 4.8 so far? I think it's really good. I have been using some of the new functions, especially the gizmo and the lazy mouse, like the lazy snap. I use that quite a bit. The Boolean stuff, I haven't gotten too far into it. Like, I know that it is really useful. I haven't used it a whole ton, just because like I don't do a ton of hard surface stuff. But there has been like 2 instances at work where I've used it, and it's like sped things up. Like put like a hole in a couple of things that I had to put a hole into. What dis? Hey Lopar. It's a toothpaste. It's a toothpaste. Do you like it? I'm gonna like make it so that its mass seems to drive it. Sort of like an inchworm, its mass kind of drives it more than its legs do. Aquafresh or meant dead. I was actually thinking more of that, like, you know, natural, rub that charcoal on your teeth and let it be all nasty looking for a couple of minutes. Tasteless whitener. Yeah, Ferrix, you could totally do something like that. You could use that as like a relaxed pose. In my work, do I do more T pose or A pose? I've worked in both. It really depends on the rigger, what the rigger wants to do with it. It's not necessarily up to the character artist all the time. If a rigger finds that they're more comfortable with T pose, then suck it, you gotta do T pose. If a rigger likes A pose because they realize that the character's arms don't have to be doing this all the time, then you're in luck, because A pose is a lot more fun to sculpt. This must be the toothpaste sandworm from Dune. Yeah, man. Totes. Totes, totes. Man, I just realized how salty I sounded there. I am so sorry. Thought it was Thomas the Terror Engine? Oh my god. If something... Wait, what? Yeah, it takes a lot of... Yeah. 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 Yes, sir. Yes, I am. I am A pose. Full shizzles. Insulted. Can you not? To pose it in a pose. A pose. Oh my god. Oh my god, Ferrix. A pose. Not a pose. Well, I guess that doesn't make any difference, does it? Oh, the English language, what have you done? You've forsaken me. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like hard to tell people. A pose means your arms are standing, you're kind of doing this, right? Like more like on a 45-degree angle, so your arms are kind of like straight down at a 45-degree angle. That's A pose because your body's making A. If you are in a T pose, then your arms are, I have a wall right there, but it is straight, 90-degree angle outwards, straight, 100% straight. Everything is straight, straight as heck. I've gotten in trouble for not making things straight enough before. Gotta like actually try and get it as straight as possible if you're going for T-pose. I'm the one who ruined the English language. It was me. I single-handedly destroyed the English language, everybody. It was me. You know what? I could believe that. I can barely talk, so I'm surprised you guys even stick around for the whole stream. JK. It's because Pixelogic's cool. That's why. Y'all are just here waiting for Kingsley or Kyle to show up. So I really want to put like eyeballs all over the side of this thing because like I said, like I saw like this image of this caterpillar. It was really, really cool. Like it looked almost like pretty, but I want to make it like a creepy version where there's just like legit like eyeballs like coming out of the sides of these things. So in order to do that, I'm just gonna kind of like duplicate these everywhere, and then I'll put more legs around. Oh, hey, what do you know? I didn't put on symmetry. That's cool. Whatever. Who needs it? Who needs it anyways? I love it when I do that. Makes me, it's a proud moment. Proud moment for me. Lomar. Hey ED, ZB, how you doing? Manny panties. Do I enhance my renders in Photoshop or is that rendered in ZBrush? So my process, actually you can see what my process is. I actually just put out a, like I think a few weeks ago, I put out a, what's it called? Time lapse of how I go about enhancing my renders and how I render them in the first place. And you can check those that on my YouTube. Actually, I can just kind of show you. Wait, one second. I gotta get you the link because. There you go. That's my process. It will still look. It's not. It wasn't an owl. It was a bird. Just a generalized bird. Hey, plans. Yes, I do render in Keyshot. The A pose isn't like the one for a wide seat. No. You can't. No. Yeah, no. It's not the. You don't put your hands over your head. Imagine that. Riggers would hate that. Sideshow. Is this part of my ArtStation entry? My ArtStation entry for what? Run across riggers who like a slight bend to the elbows and fingers, or so a lot of the time, like, because I'm in animated feature film, the riggers actually like things to be as straight as possible. For the most part, anyways. I've been on projects where they want like an A pose and it's actually okay to kind of like have the wrists a little bit like, you know, relaxed or whatever, but it's sort of, you know, as the straighter that you can get, the better, because then you do all of like the big muscle changes and, you know, bone shaping and stuff like that with blend shapes or shape keys or whatever program you're using and whatever you want to call it. But, you know, animated feature film, it's not gonna, I can't talk for everything else. Like maybe in VFX, I've seen some T-pose or A-pose meshes where the models are actually very relaxed. So I think it really just depends on the production, depends on the rigger, depends on what they're comfortable with, and also how experienced they are. That's a big one. That's a really big one. Yeah, no problem, Manny. Do I have a stream I own? Yes, I do. It's at the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna go on a journey right now. I'm gonna prepare my finger, and I'm gonna go on a journey. You see that? Right here? Woo! That's me. That was my journey. Okay, I'm back home. Hey, Faruki! How's it going? Oh my God, Ferrex, please. Lord, can you? That would be so funny. Anyone can learn brushes and workflow stuff. What I want to know is what my diet and vitamin supplement strategy. Dylan, yo, you of all people know, that's actually super important. I have to tell you guys, if you're doing a lot of OT, take vitamin D supplements. I'm not even kidding you. You get no sun. You get no sun. It's bad. Make sure you're getting your vitamin D. And go for at least 2 15-minute walks every day. At least 2. Hey, Bacon. How's it going? I should probably, like, change the sizing of these ones. Actually, before I go any further, I am going to split these the way that they should be split. Split hidden. Let's do auto groups. Oh my god, Dylan, please. Please. At least 215 walks a day. Yep. Yep, 215. Basically just get a treadmill attached to your desk, you're good to go. Something blood clots. Ugh. Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like, you're going to get like a blood clot or whatever if you just keep sitting. Like, it's a serious thing. Don't just sit. Actually, I don't like this one being here. Let's do that like here. Oh, it looks kind of cute. We don't want that. That'll change. That'll change. Actually, this one actually, I could probably pull these legs like right underneath. Right underneath. What do? No sun in Norway? Just like basically douse yourself in vitamin D. Like get a swimming pool and just like fill it with vitamin D or something. I don't know. I don't actually know how you survive. 1 minute and 30? That's good. Wait. 1 minute and 30 seconds for a walk? That's good. No, that's not what you meant 1 walk in 30 minutes. The worst. Not as spoopy? That's okay. That's a good amount of walking, Anthony. Hey Crisis, how's it going? Is this an ant or a worm or something completely imaginary? I think it's like everything that you've ever wanted all together at the same time play. No, it's like I saw like this weird caterpillar with sort of like eyeball-y looking textures on it, and I was just kind of like, that would be really cool if it wasn't pretty. And so I'm going to make a grotesque version, I guess. Or attempt to, anyways. I don't actually remember what it looks like, though. But that's okay, because we're not going to make the pretty version. Sunny Delight? Oh my god, Sunny D! That's like childhood, man. That's amazing. Nice, Somax. How you doing? Yeah, you gotta definitely walk. You can't keep sitting at your computer all the time. Absolutely. Nope. Not okay. Not okay. I know it can be hard sometimes, like when you've got deadlines, but you have to try and make an effort to like just, I don't know, hit render or something and go and get a coffee or like just anything that's not being at your computer. Computer. Oh my god, what is my voice? Let's do this smaller. Okay. We're gonna have to work on this front view in a second. So far. I think I'll just grab this whole piece right here. Oops. Oh my gosh. Zomax sending us his pills. Here's some vitamin D, guys. This might be what you want. Oh. It's actually serious though. I know like quite a few coworkers who have gotten some issues because of vitamin D deficiency. It's an actual thing. Especially if you don't live in... Oh hey, look, it's the ice cream truck. The ice cream truck is here. It's 8:50, it's 50 minutes late. I thought it wasn't gonna come. Get some ice cream or riot? Okay, okay, BRB. No, it's like super overpriced for ice cream from that truck. It's ridiculous. Ice cream truck is another reason to go outside. Yes, as the sun is setting. Ice cream is even good. Tiga? Why would you say Tiga's in there? That was weird. You see thinking about that terrible ludicrous song. Oh. Does he sing about vitamin D? I have no idea. Well, this is lewd. It's a caterpillar, guys. Calm down. Ice cream man. I don't think I have. I don't think I have. I know, right, Zomax? They're actually like children like drug pushers. It's ridiculous. It's like they have that song goes down. I can't imagine being a parent and then hearing that every single night. I'd be like, I would actually be so mad at the person who had that ice cream truck because your kids are probably harassing you, like just talking about how much they just really want that ice cream every single night. Hear that freaking song. That would just be the worst. That would make me mad. I like tolerate it now because I just don't care. But if I had a child that was like, hey, I need this ice cream or I'm gonna cry all night. Mm-mm. It's evil. It's just dirty. Crimson. Yes, you came at a good time. It's great. It's fine. If a traumatic event happens, you have to hate that sound. Oh man. Oh man, that's terrible. I don't think that there's really any crimson. I don't think there's any. So I want some like variation, so I'm probably gonna have this part get really big in comparison, just to give more more weight. Then there's this whole piece right here. Probably have that just kind of like on the ground, and then this up much more. Yeah, black creep, like, it does. Have you ever looked at what like a caterpillar looks like? Have you ever looked at like a caterpillar? TJ, oh my god. Your body's topology actually looks unbetter. Oh! Oh, nice. Yeah, no, shoulders are tricky. Shoulders are really tricky. I can already imagine what Joe would think if he saw this. Oh man. Too bad Joe's not here. I think he's sanding a deck, he said. He would love this. Manual weighting, but after doing a full retopo, he's like, yeah. Yeah, it's all good, man. If you really want it to be skinned properly, though, you'll probably want to do the manual retop, or manual weight. An auto weight is only going to get you so far. Hey Mighty, how's it going? Do I use dynamic subdiv much? When I'm doing hard surface stuff, yeah, or if I'm bringing in, you know, if for production, for example, if I'm bringing a retopologized character into ZBrush again to make, you know, I don't know, tweaks to the shape depending on what the art director and client want. Then I bring it back into ZBrush and I start like messing around with the retopologized version, and that's when I would use dynamic sub D to just kind of like preview when it would be smooth. A snail mixed with a rat and an octopus? I guess it could be. Lovar, I told you there's lots of vroom vrooms trying to tell you how vroom vroom they are. That's just... I couldn't get it any quieter. Like, it's actually starting to get a lot warmer in my room because I had to close my window because it's a lot louder. So a lot of the time when I'm sculpting stuff like this, I like to, like things that have like big overhangs, when I'm trying to figure out shapes, I like to split them off into their own subtool just so that I can push and pull it a lot more to try and get a, you know, shape that I'm actually happy with. Instead of like kind of, you know, resculpting over and over and over again. Yeah, I want this to look like really like gross and creepy, so it's not gonna be cute. Going for a lot of like wrinkles and gross. Just general gross. But yes, at work I make cartoons. You want to see the Barbie? No, I'm not going to show the Barbie on the Pixelogic stream. Fast 9 Toronto Turnpike. Get Vin Diesel's autograph. Oh man, I should have shouted out my window. But they're all motorcycles though. Those are all motorcycles. Hey, Snarl. I'm probably not gonna like explain that again. If you want to know the answer to that, scrub to the beginning of this video in the VOD. And I kind of go through that entire thing. But I went through it for a while, so I don't want to like put anybody through that again. I'm using a tablet right now. It's a Wacom Intuos Pro 5. Looks like this right here. The brain bug from Starship Troopers. More motorcycle movies, yes. I'm sorry about the vroom vrooms outside. Like, honestly, like, I'm actually really sorry. Like, I can't really do anything about that. And because it's so loud, I can't really create a noise gate to, like, block it out either. I tried. You try your best, but you don't. Oh, wait, no, I can't sing that because then we're gonna get copyrighted. JK, I'm not good at singing. Vroom vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom. .3D printer or just a hobbyist one? I don't have a 3D printer. Or unless you were talking about somebody else. A dog from the front. Hello, vroom vrooms! You got a Dark Soul vibe. Hell yes. I feel like everybody just kind of says Dark Souls. If they see something creepy, they're just gonna say Dark Souls. It's interesting that like Dark Souls has become like the creepy thing that people kind of like gravitate towards. What link? No, wow, low part. You know, I honestly, excuse me. I'm streaming. No, kidding. Oh my god. The thing is, like, I don't, like, I make creepy stuff, but it's like, it's not like extremely creepy. You know, like, I feel like it could be creepier. I'm working on it, but I do make cartoons for a living, so. Oh my god, Play 2D. Oh my god. A doll face? Ew. Ew. These are actually gonna be like eyeballs, though. I want to make these eyeballs, but I have to... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how far we get with this. Vroom vroom. You know why? It's because it stopped raining. So everybody's like, yes, my chance. Finally, I can vroom vroom. I mean, if I had a motorcycle, I totally would too, but you know, I don't, so I'm gonna be angry and salty about all of the noise that they're making. Because that's how that works. I need creepier dreams? No, no, no. The ice cream truck's entourage? Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, low bar, yeah. How many people here actually have a motorcycle? Curious question. Who here rides on a motorcycle? I feel like getting a motorcycle in Canada wouldn't be... I don't know. I'd like to live in a warmer area that doesn't have snow so I could ride it year round instead of just like 2 months. I kind of want to make these, like, these back ones, like, really, really long. Or, like, really big. Whoops. Hell yes! He's an albatross. Oh man, I just got like a really sick idea so that this thing this thing uses its back legs so that it can stand up straight, and at the bottom, we're gonna have like a giant mouth. It's gonna be like, its mouth comes from here, and it just kind of like, it goes down like the center of its body. And then it just kind of like opens up and like eats things. Like that. I feel like that's like nasty. Yeah, let's do that. Even though I don't know if you guys will be able to see the bottom of this thing. It's the idea and knowledge that it's there. Oh man. Like a face hugger, yeah! Not a Dark Souls reference, yeah! Just ride a regular, non-motored bike, that's okay. That's fine. You have a lot of motorcycles in your family, but you only ride mini bikes. Everybody seems to have friends that, you know, have a, like, motorcycle. Nobody has a motorcycle. It's weird. I know like 2 people in CG that actually have sorry. Sorry. You have a motorcycle. See, there we go. Now I know 3 people interested in CG that have motorcycles. I do have a deep-seated need for a dog play 2D. I really want a dog. I really want a dog. But I can't get one where I currently live. Vroom vroom! It's holding its own arms! Look at how cute! Ah! It's holding its own arms! Hey Jordan, what up? What up? I'm sculpting you. I'm sculpting you, Jordan. You're looking good today. You're looking particularly fleshy. Self-hugging toothpaste worm. Exactly. Hey, Lime. It's a nasty bug. We're creating some kind of a nasty bug creature that like caterpillar or inspired parasite. Where it stands up on its hind legs right there, and in here is a giant mouth which it like opens up and it eats things. Which I think came from, because I recently watched Pirates 5, like the most recent Pirates movie, and there's this ship that just kind of like comes over top. No, like no spoilers or anything, but it's kind of like that. It opens up. When will you get your sculpt, or was that yesterday's bird? What do you mean, Perix? Oh, you mean when am I gonna sculpt you? This is also you. This is chat. This is chat. Chat, meet chat. Pirates 500. Actually, was it Pirates 5? I don't know if it was Pirates 5. No, chat. I'm sorry. I guess that's part of like my accent, is I don't enunciate very well. Or maybe that's just me destroying the English language. Because we already established that that's something that I did single-handedly at the beginning of the stream anyways, so it's probably just me. Lime, you're beautiful. Everybody, you know what? Honestly, you can't judge a book by its cover, okay? Don't say it's hideous. You don't even know it yet. You didn't even take it to dinner. Maybe it has more to offer. Don't say that. You'll hurt its feelings, then it'll consume you. Have a heart, man. Have a heart. You're getting dog vibes? You're getting dog vibes from this? Wait, hold on. Maybe it's because its legs are splayed out so much. It's just like, it's ready to play. It's like, yeah, throw me the ball. I'll catch it. Oh, Lopar, that's so sad. Yeah, it has like the best personality. At night it gargles a little bit. It starts to secrete a glowing green liquid whenever there's a blood moon. And it tells you not to worry. And it tries to support you with all of the things that you love in life. It enjoys long walks on the garbage trail where all the dump trucks take their garbage. It enjoys darkness. It actually physically can't be in the light. It starts to burn. You'll never have a cat annoy you if you date this thing. Specifically because it'll probably eat them. You'd give it a second date. Yeah, see? There you go. There we go. Somebody's open-minded. Jeez, guys, this is 2017. Come on. Proud of you, Lopar. Proud of you. Play more like there might not be a second date, specifically because you might not just exist after that. It looks like a dog? It looks like a dog? This looks like a puppy? This looks like a dog to you? Hold on, wait, hold on. If this looks like a dog to you, if you're getting like dog vibes, you know what, maybe it's because of right here. You know, this is an eyeball, and then this is like the mouth area, and then this is like his nose. I can see that. But if that's not what you're talking about, if this is not what you're talking about in terms of like, it looks like a dog, which I can totally see, then what the hell kind of dogs are you looking at? What is in your neighborhood that looks like a dog that looks like this? Like, this doesn't... I don't want this in my poutine, no. You bird. Yeah, oh, see, there you go, Lime. See, it must be you too then. I told you it was chat. Give Bug a chance, exactly. The snout of the eyes. Okay, so that is what you're talking about. Got you. The attitude is very doggy. Okay, let me just fix that whole situation there. Like, I don't want this to look like a dog. So I'm gonna just add more fatuals. Fat sacks. Oh, this is even more like a dog now. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. No, I don't want to delete it. Hold on. Hold up. If I just kind of push it around a little bit, push this one out. I'm gonna fix this snout area so it doesn't look like a snout as much. Kind of like Snoopy, yeah, like a bulldog. I see it. I see it now. I see what you guys are talking about, and it's true. But I thought you meant like just like this right here, like without actually looking at the front. That you guys were just kind of like, yo, that's a dog though. It's like, no, wait, hold on. Who hurt you? You see, it's okay, man. It's not gonna work just right away. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. Everything will be okay. Oh no. He disappeared. A kid riding it? Yeah. Screw it! It's a dog now! Just throw a saddle on it. Yeah, I know, right? There, do you guys see a dog? I don't see it. God. Jeez. Thank you, Crimson! My best creations are always when I just IMM things. Makes me wonder why I even bother. I kid though. I kid. Okay, I have to go and take a really quick break. I should save because I haven't saved it all yet. Classic me. Classic. Alright, I am going to take a really quick 2-minute break and I will be right back-arino, okay? Please enjoy the rooms, and I will be back ASAP. Here we go. There you go. Okay. Where's that? Okay, there we go. Hello! Yes, the Z chair. How did you like the Z chair? Hey Russian, how's it going? There's gotta be something psychological going on there, because, like, this is just not... This is definitely not a dog. This is not a dog, guys. Like, I don't know what kind of a dog you guys have been looking at. You're not gonna unsee it. I know, it's just one of those things where no matter what I do at this stage, I feel like you're just gonna constantly see it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I've accepted. I do wear the this hoodie. I do wear it. Mostly in the studio where it's freezing cold. Wait, what? Yeah, dude, Cribsy, you just gotta upgrade that. Upgrade. Oh, okay, I can kind of see what you're talking about. Yeah, I see that screenshot. Okay, alright, Victor, alright. But still, no. Abather? I guess it kind of looks like Abather. A little bit. Yeah, now that, yeah, I can definitely see the dog part. Okay. Alright. This one then, I'm gonna push inwards. Have this more like a flap coming out. I'm wondering if that'll help anything. No, it definitely looks like a dog. I can totally see it. Totally weird. Okay, goodbye. And now these ones take on that. Huh. What a design conundrum this is. Let's see how we're gonna get by this. Let's problem solve here. Because now we gave him eyebrows. Oh my god, it won't go away. Guys, what have you done? You shouldn't have let me see that. Now it's just gonna drive me nuts. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling. It's the front jowls. Yeah, we could kill that. We could just, yeah, it's totally that. You're right. You're right. Rest in peace, jowls. Rest in peace. Brutal! I'm gonna add that back now. Let's just try and... Still kind of looks like a dog. I won't be able to unsee it. I might just move on from it, honestly, and then... Yeah, this looks like a dog still. Maybe if I just, like, kill this top part. Right here. Not as much. That's like a straight up dog face. Oh my god. Oh man. The split under the nose piece. Yeah, I could start the the belly mouth like later. That's a good point. Okay, let's try that. Let's just we could probably just fill this in. Try that. Just try to fill it in. No, it's still... Ugh. Nope. It's still a dog. This is horrible. This is like the worst. Okay. Delete. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this simple. Okay? Anytime you run into like an absolutely horrible design problem, kill stuff, make it simple, start again. It's also the shape of this head. Screw this head. See, without the eyes here, it seems to be... No, see, that now that looks like eyeballs to me. Ugh. I think it might be fine if I take this further, though. I think that's the big thing. Because I really want this to be a mouth here, but I think maybe if it, like, if it's actually, like, opened, we can maybe do something like that. I'll look in chat in a minute. I'm just gonna keep playing around with things to try and get something a little bit more happy. But I think it's also the way that this is shaped. Can try and get that a little bit more chunky here. A little bit less over there. Kind of maybe do an inset right here. Yeah, it's also this. So maybe if I push this and give it like a really big overhang. Take that and push it a lot further down. Because I do really want the squishiness here. So this is starting to work a little bit better. It's gonna the problem is gonna be is pushing the eyeballs back into place. Those like those eyeball-y looking things. Okay. Pull that out. Alright, I think this will work a little bit better. Let's try it. From the side, that's still wow, yeah, I can totally see it. It's this thing. Unbelievable. Lopar, oh my god. I cannot undog what I have done. I do want a dog in my life. Oh, a fractal doggo? Jeez. Oh my god. Okay, let's try it. Let's try repositioning some of these things. Putting them up higher. And then I mean, if this is not going to work with the design, that's fine. That's fine too. But it's the 3/4 that's really getting me right now. I think maybe we turn this. Turn that down. You know, I think I can make this look not as much like a dog if I start. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just trust. I should be used to that now, though. You guys start, like, screaming about things until it, like, looks 100%. Which it never really does. Welcome home. What's up? Play duty. Centipede, do I have any reference? I looked at a caterpillar's head very briefly because I forgot what it looked like, and I'm just kind of like on my own right now. This is just sort of like a creative exercise. I'm gonna try and make sure that this, like, this dog thing that you guys are saying is not gonna discourage me, because I know as soon as I start getting all of, like, the details in there, like, it's not gonna be a problem. But you guys are just, like, screaming about dogs. Always screaming about something. Like, he's got an unhappy face. 2.5 to 3 days of work today? Wait, what? Damn! You put work in. It's intense. No. Oh my god. Actually, let me just get, like, completely flat surface first. Pluto from Disney, can you not? Oh man, you guys are brutal. So, oh my god, Ferrix, you guys are brutal. Thank you, Reggie. So he eats dogs, probably. Veiny and transparent like earlobe flesh in the light. Absolutely. I'm sorry, Victor. It's copyright free. No face from Spiritual. No, stop calling it a dog. Just fine, it's a dog worm, okay? There, you guys happy? Jesus. You guys are the worst. Just the worst. Unbelievable. Fine, it's a dog. It doesn't still look like a dog. Damn. Hope you're happy. We just spent 15 minutes playing around with the shape, so it just didn't look like a dog from a certain angle. Oh man. But it's important. I didn't want it to look like a dog in any way, shape, or form, so this is good. This is fine. But damn, guys. Killing me here. Sailor Moon. Ugh. Crossbreed, cross from centipede and a caterpillar? Yeah. Disney's gonna shut this stream down. No, man, they love this stuff. I don't work for Disney. Great idea to scale the sculpt. Wow, that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of work, Eric. It's awesome that you got it all done in a day, though. You want to adopt it? There we go. See, somebody thinks it's nice. There we go. Finally, finally. Maybe they want to adopt it though because it looks like a dog. Damn it. It's okay. Let's use a chisel brush. Chisel, chisel. That lazy radius though is too much. Down and make a morph target. So if you guys don't know how to make the continuous stroke work, which is a new feature for our 8 by the way, it's where you can kind of, you know, it'll snap to where you were just drawing. There's this thing in your stroke menu called lazy snap, and it basically, it'll take in a radius, like you can see how it's just snapping to where I was, which is actually really nice to continue. But if you want it to all just be like the same height, you go over to your morph targets, store a morph target, and then when you do this, you can have all kinds of fun stuff happening, but it'll all be the same height. Just FYI. Oh yeah, I love those tardigrades, I think it's called, tardigrade. Those are so cool, Maggie. Tell them about the kittens. What kittens? Oh, the kittens that, like, attacked me and I was allergic. Oh my god. Ferrix! Ferrix, I'm gonna kill you! Stop it. Stop sending dog pictures. Hey, do you guys like the vroom vrooms outside? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. There's lots of vroom vrooms. Nah. Super clean. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom vroom. Oh my god, Anthony, please. Alright, good night. Good night, JC Ghost. Undogged it? Did you though? Did you though? Wow, now it's a koala. Now I can't unsee the koala. You're the worst. You haven't killed the plant yet. Nice. Awesome. I'm happy. I left a plant with Eric. I went to go and visit him in Montreal. And I suck at taking care of plants. So he's now taking care of our Venus flytrap. Apparently very successfully. Congratulate. Can you, thank you. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Okie dokies. Let's get some more legs. Can probably... I don't know how there's actually enough people that they're still roaming around. This has been like 3 hours that they've been doing this. Toronto, man. Toronto. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is there a law on how loud you're allowed to be with your motorcycles? Expensive sushi. What? We were actually a block away from a $25 all-you-can-eat and you didn't tell me? Is that really my fault? Running in the 90s. The rooming has only just begun. If they go all night, I'm gonna be really mad because I want to sleep. Room awakening. Yes, I have. Like, actually vibrates the windows. Oh my gosh. Pick another street to broom. You found out too late. They're like 6 streets over. What are you talking about? No, they're not. They're like right outside the window. I'd show you. But then you'd know where I live. You guys probably already know. It's fine. Alright, so I think this one can come out wider. It's kind of what I wanted to do at the beginning anyways. Just get this out wider. Because then it contrasts, right? Like then it feels like this has a little bit more space to breathe design-wise. It can come out more. And then it's different from the front piece as well. I don't want it to all kind of be the same. This back piece is more actually like kind of like not spidery, but like one of those water bugs. Kind of like reminds me a little bit of that. Alright. I'll res this one a little bit. Let's make sure that OBS is running at the forefront right now. Hey Asin, how's it going? I'm doing well. Oh my god, Eric, I hope not. Like next to it, like they're like floating up to my apartment window and zooming by. That's how. Yeah, Lopar, I thought so. So isn't so obvious. Making new creature, hells, yes. Just kind of fleshing stuff out more. This is a lot more resolution than before. I'm just kind of like running with it. I like to do like carve out a lot of wrinkles like with Damn Standard. It's typically something that I really like to do. And then I kind of like go in with the inflate brush afterwards and get it back up to par after putting a whole bunch more like clay buildup. Those are kind of like my go-tos is Damn Standard, clay buildup, and inflate for all that wrinkly goodness. Also, another thing that I like to do when I'm sculpting like organics is like some like gross stuff like this. Is I actually really like to just kind of keep the clay buildup detailing that happens, like the messiness, because it can kind of like add to the grotesque nature of whatever it is that you're sculpting. I guess that it really depends. Like it's a case by case thing, but for the most part, like I actually like to just keep it. Did a plane join the race? Maybe. It's dynamesh on, yes. My favorite brush is IMM. That's the industry standard brush. I don't know if industry standard brush is IMM foot. Wrinkles for days. So with these wrinkles, right now, I kind of like have everything all over the place, so I kind of want to harmonize this, like make it so that things are kind of like flowing through the design, because right now there isn't very much rhythm to the design. It's just kind of wrinkles and more wrinkles. So I'm gonna try and get a little bit more of that that flow that I wanted to have with this. First things first, I'll pull that forward. This would be okay if we get... Oh, hey, what up? Hidden. So this one we can put here, probably push this one down a bit, this one we'll probably put up. So we want some sort of like a continuity to the line that we're getting. One we could probably push up a little bit more. This one I kind of want to put it a little bit more down here. Maybe get this out. Because now it's just kind of like a line, right? So that's kind of what I'm talking about, is having some sort of like a design element that helps run your eye through through the creature or character that you're creating. A pokey stick. Yeah, a lot of happy accidents, Brendan. Lots of those. Oh my god. Play duty. Can you not? Can you not? There's a dancer. You guys are killing me. Slowly killing me. It brings me back alive. Resurrects me. Thank you. But yeah, guys, I've noticed that there isn't a lot of questions, which is totally fine as well. But if you do have questions, I'm just wanting to make sure that you guys know that it's totally cool to ask. That's kind of why I'm doing these streams, is so we can have an open conversation about these kinds of things. And sometimes it's hard for me to always be talking about my process, so if you're wondering why I'm doing a certain thing, like, you know, pick my brain. I have some stuff to offer. I don't know everything, but I have a little bit to offer anyways, and I can maybe guide you in a general good direction and explain to you what it is that I'm up to. And maybe like why certain things work, why they don't work. Yeah, play 2D. I'm gonna be like beefing these legs up. That's kind of what I'm working on right now, because like what I kind of want it to be able to do, and I'm probably gonna add like one right here to do like a push off sort of a thing. But generally, I want it to be able to kind of like stand like straight up and then open its bottom part and eat that way, and then use these things as little grippy bits. What program do I prefer more, Maya, 3ds Max? Well, I don't really like have necessarily a preference. It just depends on what I have to do. I use Maya more frequently than Max, just because I've used it in studios more, so I'm a lot more used to it. That doesn't sound grammatically correct. I'm more familiar with it than 3ds Max, but ultimately, like, it's not, like, I'm gonna say this again, like, it's not the tool, it's the artist. So if it can do the basics, it can get you from point A to point B. You just gotta figure out what the workaround for it is. And both have like a lot of scripts, so oh my god, Ferrix. Jeez. I studied bug reference for this. I do look at a lot of bugs, yes, but for this one particularly, not really looking at anything. And it probably shows, but that's like, I find like that's how I let my imagination run free. Like, it's a good exercise to kind of like let yourself not be staring at references for a little bit, just to kind of like, you know, let your brain be fresh, I guess you could say. But if you are doing something that's like an actual project or whatever, or let's say you really liked, you know, the concept that you made up, you like the shapes that you got without looking at reference, then maybe go back and do look at reference so that you can solidify the design further and make it feel more believable. And there shouldn't ever be a stigma of, yeah, I did this without a reference, so, you know, I'm better, because that doesn't make any sense. Like, the fact that I've heard people say, like, you know, it's not good to be looking at reference all the time, like, in order to learn, sort of a thing, like, and it's better to just kind of, like, be able to just do it out of your head, is complete hogwash. Like, I do this as a creative exercise, but I'm also very well aware that in order to get, you know, good concept, or even take a good concept to the next level, is to be referencing things. Like, you can't, your imagination is based off of things that you've seen, so if you haven't seen a whole bunch of stuff, then you can only get so far. And on top of that, it's like, you want to make sure that everything that you're doing is mostly correct anyways, so the best way to do that is by looking at reference. even if it's something that you're not, you know, you're doing that's not necessarily of this world, there's still reference for it. There's still inspiration that you can gather for that. So I don't like hearing it when people that are new to art in general are just kind of, they have like the stigma against using reference because they think that it's cheating or it makes them a bad artist, because that's definitely not true. Reference is your key to success, honestly. The more you study, the better you're going to be. And I'm going to keep studying so I can be better as well. It's like, in terms of anatomy too, I find that you can't ever stop learning anatomy. Like, it's just an ongoing process because there's so many different types of people, there's so many different types of positions that you can put your body into in general that change the shape and the way that the muscles look on the outside, and just how many muscles the human body actually has. And then you delve into animal anatomy and it's like completely different, and it's like, you know, learning even more. And the fact that you, like, if anybody would be like, well, no, that's cheating to look at the human body, is just kind of like ridiculous. It's just ridiculous in my opinion. You should always be referencing. Unless, of course, you're doing a exercise like this. But this would not be an ideal example of something I would do for, let's say, production, or that I would call a study, because this is not a study. This is literally just playing around with shapes, playing around with ideas. And if I were to actually go and want, like, you know, make this a full-fledged thing that would be usable in production, one, it would be T-posed, and two, it would be more heavily referenced. Yeah, people, so the thing is, like, I look at a lot of pictures, so I'm able to do stuff like this out of my head, but it doesn't mean that it's accurate, right? Like, if I wanted to get something that was really accurate and things that, like, looked like it belonged in this world, or, you know, at least something that is more believable, then I would have to look at reference just to make sure that I am kind of, you know, hitting the right, just in the general right, like, the ballpark that I should be in. Because when I'm doing stuff like this, it's really just to look for interesting shapes. It's just to experiment with that, you know, that shape language without actually being a slave to reference. Because I have a problem personally, like, if I'm looking at a reference a lot of the time, if it's right in front of my face and I don't know what to do with a design, the reference becomes my crutch. And when I'm in the design stage, like the early design stage, depending on, you know, the project, obviously, but if I'm just trying to come up with something really weird and I just start relying on references that are in front of my face, then I end up kind of just sticking maybe a little bit too close to references and not doing something that I would have been happy with, you know, in terms of shapes and stuff like that, just because, like, you know, if you get stuck on something, it's easy to just kind of like look at something and then copy it. And copying reference is not a bad thing either. I'm just saying, in terms of if you want to be really loose with your designs and things of that nature, what I personally like to do is look at reference, put it away, do some playing around with shapes and stuff after studying the reference that I had, looking at things. And then after getting a few general ideas of what it could be, bring the reference back up again and looking at it more thoroughly to see what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and then fixing what's wrong, making it right, but maintaining the spirit of the design that I had just kind of come up with, if that makes any sense. It's a little bit more of a fluid process. Yeah, you could absolutely look later and change it. That's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like, it's just making sure that you are using reference at some point during your project. It would be good to know what you're doing. I'm not gonna use fiber mesh, but I'll probably, well, maybe very sparse fiber mesh, but I'm not gonna go like completely hairy with this because I want it to be mostly like fleshy. But yeah, guys, like using reference is absolutely not cheating whatsoever. If any of you have ever believed that at all at some point, don't believe it anymore because it's not true. Actually, when you're in a studio, if your art director sees you're not using reference, you're gonna get a smack. But not actually, because then HR would be called, but you know what I mean. You gotta be using reference. And that includes like if you even have orthos up on your screen too, right? Like if you have orthos and this is the director's like, yeah, this is exactly what I want right here. It's good to be like asking questions, being like, okay, you see this belt buckle right here, what kind of material is it? Like what is it exactly? And then bringing up images of things like that so you get an idea of how it works, because sometimes functionality isn't exactly portrayed very well even in orthographic, so there is a little bit of wiggle room in terms of making it, you know, in your vision a little bit, because like an ortho obviously means like this is what we want, but if it comes down to functionality, then obviously you have to go through the art director, but it's good to have reference up even when you're doing that, just to make sure that you're getting everything right. The fiber mesh yesterday? Oh my god, yeah. It's an M pose. Essential. Oh man. No, Link. See, honestly, like if you're studying something, copy it. Understand why something looks the way it looks, right? Like the best way to do that is by doing it, you know, looking at something. Yes, I have always been a believer that, and I do this myself, is just by looking at lots of images, you can maintain, you know, you can retain a lot of information, you can build your visual library. But if you want to strengthen that, if you want a thorough understanding of why something looks the way it is, and being able to apply that, you know, more successfully in the future, then you're going to want to do it as well. So let's say you saw an arm flexed, like, you know, whatever. You saw that and you're like, that looks really cool. But just looking at it versus the person who has done it like 2 times, the person who has done it 2 times is going to be able to do it better than the person who has just looked at it and studied it visually. And that's just, it's sort of like a muscle memory thing as well, right? Like, so you're muscle memory. No. So that's sort of what you want to kind of be doing, is not just looking at things, but also copying them, you know, as a study, right? Like that's a very, very good way to improve quickly, is by finding things that you think are cool, but also useful, and trying to imitate them in your sculpt or drawing or what have you. And those never have to be perfect either. I say, like with studies, you don't have to go to a finished stage unless it is, of course, like you're trying to get a sort of what's it called? Unless you're trying to like study surface detail and things like that, you don't need to get something that you're studying the forms of to a surface detail stage. You could just get it to a sketchy stage and then move on to the next one, do a second one, and it will guaranteed be better than the first one because you've learned already. You learn by doing, and if you're not doing, then you're already far behind, because you got to just be doing. That's just it. Looking is one thing, but you got to be doing. Hyperspace, that's iffy. If you have, let's say, you know, if you're talking about an ortho, for example, and you're making it and you're finding that the orthographic isn't reading properly in a certain area, like it doesn't translate from the front view to the 3/4 view to the side view to the back view, etc. If you find that this isn't translating, which often it doesn't, I'm just going to say that right now, that 2D is never perfect. You're always going to have to do some sort of interpretation from a 2D drawing, even an orthographic. It's just the orthographic is a lot tighter, and generally speaking, the art director or the designer that has done it is going to have done a very, very thorough sort of like think through of that design, and that's just generally what they want. So in that case, you're going to want to talk to the art director carefully about, you know, what it is that you want to change and why. But if the art director says no, then you have to listen. But, you know, and then in that case, if it's something that absolutely, because there's been cases where, you know, your art director says like, no, it will work, but it really won't. So in that case, I would just advise doing it to the best of your ability, showing, and then being like, hey, it's not working, look. And then they'll be like, okay, let's fix it. And then you can suggest, right? So that's sort of like a thing. But it's always better to show rather than to just kind of like look at something and be like, no, like that's not, that's part of your job as like a modeler, is to kind of like look at something and problem solve. So if you get something that you think won't work, just be like, wait, hold on, give me a second. I'm not going to say no to this immediately. I'm just going to look at it, be like, okay, let's try this and try and make it work the way that they have it set up. If it doesn't work, after I try maybe a few iterations of it, then I'll go and talk. Because it's always best to show why it isn't. Unless it's something completely obvious, like, you know, the arm is like dislocated or something stupid. But that like never happens. Because, like, again, orthos, that means that these designers have put a lot of time into these things. Like, orthos are not things that get done very quickly. Did I finish the food challenge sculpt? Yes, I did. I will give you a link to that. Whoops. Hold up. Here you go. Few tutorials on how to do the cloth stuff. That's good. Yeah. If you're just watching a tutorial, that's one thing. But again, like I say, like if you really want that tutorial to sink in, do it. Like follow step by step. Try and do what they're doing in the tutorial so that it sinks in. Because it's one thing to observe, but you're going to forget it after a while, or you're not going to retain all the information you could have if you just do it. Hey Harry, how's it going? For modeling, there's a brief. Yeah, usually there's a brief, but I've been in a lot of situations where they're just like, you know, shotgun is a studio tool that's used frequently in a lot of places that I've worked, to distribute tasks and information and stuff like that. So on Shotgun, sometimes it's just like you get a note and you get this ortho and they're like, go. And so there's not really a brief. I've been in a lot of those situations. And then in that case, you're just like, okay, I'm going to email a few questions, but I'm going to get started on this anyways, right? Because they any company that you go to, they want to see that you're asking questions, they want to see that you're involved, and they want to see that you are proactive about what you're doing as well. So it's a matter of not like going up and completely just being like, no, can't do it, just try it. Because I've worked with people that are just no, and it's not good, right? Like it's not a good thing, because a lot of things are doable in CG, and it's a matter of problem solving them. But sometimes you run into situations that are difficult, but if you have the time to do it, I say try your best to make it work, because that is part of the job, is problem solving. as frustrating as it might be sometimes. Thanks, PLN. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that contest. Honestly, like I'm just happy that I got to finish a piece like that, because there's a lot of times that I'm just like, I really like what I'm working on, but I don't have like a push at home to actually finish like a full illustration. So that was really great, because that's why I really like these ArtStation contests. If you guys don't know about ArtStation contests, you should get involved with that, because it's really fun. There's a good community to kind of like push you along to getting a finished product as well. I find it really, really useful to getting finished stuff. Oh man, I've been talking so much, I gotta drink some water. Hey John, how are you? Thank you, I appreciate it. Alright, talking too much, not sculpting enough. Sorry if that was preachy, you guys, I just wanted to let you know some advices. Generally, I'm trying to get still, even though we're into like sort of like the detail-y stage, we're in secondary stage. I'm still trying to make sure that there is a flow to this creature. You always want to make sure that there's a flow. So if I zoom out here, this doesn't seem to work too well. Like this. I think if it's straight down, it might be better. And then this one, I think I might want to pull forward. And out. And forward and out. Because then these ones are going to be more like, I guess, hooks to grab onto things, and then these ones are going to be more like support. So I'll make these ones shorter. Again, thinking about, even though it's not super functional, thinking about functionality, at least while designing, but not making it a priority until you have a general idea, because I find it's better to get shape and design in a good place first and then functionality second, because you could always work functionality into a design afterwards. But it's good to be kind of thinking about it at the same time, in a rough sense. You don't need to be like, oh well, I absolutely wouldn't be able to stand like this, so I'm gonna completely change like everything. No, like you can get the shapes that you want first and then work it around afterwards. trying to make this one curl up a little bit more so that there's a little bit, it's like, get this one to come down sort of like that, maybe. Just gonna have this be a continuous shape right like that. These ones pull it out. It's more like up, up. This one I needed to pull out more, but not too much. It just kind of needs some sort of like an angle so that it feels still very like it's going straight up. This one, same thing, flare it out more though. And then watch for the parallels. So I'm making sure that this negative space looks nice as well. Make sure that it kind of like it flares out on negative space areas, just like that kind of helps with an appealing and also threatening shape. Water, yes, yes. Glad to hear you're doing good. Alright, see you Hyperspace. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I used the last monster head, so I just took like one monster and I created the entire piece with it. Like that's sort of like a challenge to myself, is like how can I create an environment out of characters and or like creatures or whatever, right? And then that's what that's what ended up with that one. Is I kind of like was able to take, I don't know, it's up to the audience whether it was successful or not. I personally think I did a decent job at taking the creatures' heads and just kind of like creating some sort of like nondescript environment on the sides that kind of like came into a more I guess painterly, almost like, I guess like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm like lost for words right now, but like, yeah, more creaturey in the center rather than environment. Oh, thanks, Harry. I appreciate. You didn't even see that from the final picture? Yeah, it's because like it changed a lot. Like it definitely changed a lot. Oh, I'm not gonna be using this one in another piece probably. This one's just kind of here right now. What do I do when I mess up the symmetry? Well, okay, so I can show you something really quick. Oh, I should probably save. I haven't saved in a little while. So let's say this one, gotta make it a polymesh 3D. Okay, so let's say I did this and I was like, oh no, I wanted to do that on both sides though. What I could easily do is come down into the geometry tab down here, into modify topology, and do mirror and weld. And bam, now you have one object that is symmetrical on both sides, right? So if you wanted it here, mirror and weld, bam, you have it on the other side as well. Another thing is, let's say you had it over here and then you did mirror and weld, it would put whatever is on the right side of your screen over onto the left side. So if you wanted this one over on, like, you know, this is the one that you wanted to do on both sides, what you would do is you come down to deformation, do a quick mirror on the x-axis or whichever axis it is that you wanted to get your symmetry back on, and then go back into the geometry and do mirror and weld, and then bam, right? That's what you would do. Yay! I am feet everywhere. Make an illustration of feet. No, God, it would be my worst nightmare. Have you done any environment sculpts? Yeah, I've had to do some caves and things like that for work. Oh my God, Mighty! I'm sorry, I just looked at it in I just looked at that in the Discord. That's great. That's funny. Wait, what? You guys made another emote? You made another emote of me? God damn. I really like, I like well sculpted and well drawn feet, just like I like any other anatomy that's well done, but I just like, in real life, like feet, just like, no. Just please, just don't come near me with those. Please. I think that's like a common thing. I feel like a lot of people have that though. Like, it's just not, nah. So keep it in your sock, man. There's children here. There's children, aka me. Oh God, yeah, it's like, it's the worst. It is actually the worst. I think it's because like when I was like, I have brothers, and when I grew up, like we were all like, we always used to like play outside and stuff, and they were a lot younger than me, so like they would just run around barefoot or whatever, and like, you know, when we were sitting inside, they would have to like have their feet, like they would just like put their feet on my legs or something, and it was just not an okay thing. I was just not okay with that. And that's like how I think about feet from forever now, and I hate it. I don't know. I think it was just a traumatizing experience as a child. I hated it. Now I can't get over it. Next stream? Wait, what's that? Oh God, ew, it's a foot monster. No! No, Ferrex. Mad Max-esque apocalyptic scenario going on or something. Oh my God, you're right. They're all running for the water. I have to drink mine before they get it. Nice. Nice. Defeat. Nice. Nice. I see you, pun master. Ooh, actually, where's my do I still have my, oh, I guess I'd have to like load it up. Where did I save it though? Where did I save my brush? Oh, there it is. It's in the 4 or 8 brushes. Duh. I think a lot of people can agree to that. Kevlar. Those are awesome. Those arms. I know the pun never says. All right, now we're just gonna give it crab claws. Hey guys, I knew this would come in handy one day. I knew the IMM crab claws would work. Some people have it. Yeah, well, that's not me, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know about it. So, jeez. Do I want it this way? Hmm. I don't know if this is gonna be a good. I don't think that's gonna be good. I don't think so. You would like to message feet? Why are you messaging feet? That's weird. Yeah, it's weird because like those crab claws actually didn't look that bad, but I'm not gonna give it crab claws. Rah! I'm gonna have like more teeth on the inside that are like IMM though. Like, ugh. Turn around. There we go. Turn around. No, Ferrex, why do you always have the perfect images? Stop it. Oh my god. Jeez. Ugh, get in there. Get your teeth in there. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I made a 4R8 video when 4R8 got released. I did a whole bunch of it was just like a pure like VDM stream where we were playing around with like what we could make with the VDMs. Like I was answering questions about VDMs and experimenting with them and stuff, so you can check that out on either YouTube or here in the VOD section. I think they have it on YouTube. They usually put them on YouTube. This one looks like a dog. Oh my gosh, play, please. Does it actually still look like a dog though? Because I don't see it at all anymore. Like, I don't see a dog at all anymore. Wondering if I want to do that. I probably don't. I probably don't. I would be a great kindergarten teacher. Oh man. God, no, I would not. I couldn't do it. I would probably just break down, start crying. I'd be like, everybody here is so innocent. I am so jaded. You guys just wait a couple of years and your lives will suck. Enjoy it while you can. I would be like the worst kindergarten teacher. Just be like super existential the entire time. And like the screaming, I wouldn't be able to handle the screaming. Probably just die. But if you mean that in the way that like I explain things in layman terms, then I guess. Or the fact that I like teach really, really slowly. You don't see it, right? It's gone. Oh man. Kindergartners are more realists. Yeah, of course they are. The kids need to know what's waiting for them. Teach it to them while they're early. Oh man, hurt them now so they can't be hurt later. No, don't do that. That's bad. That's bad. That's how you end up with, like, trauma and messed up people. If you want a messed up person, that's how you do it. That's the messed up person starter pack right there. That's the who hurt you starter pack. I mean, I feel like that could go like one of two ways. You could tell a kid that there's nothing worth living for, and it could go like, which is not true, by the way. I totally think there's things living for. I'm just going like extreme right now. But you could tell a kid that, and they'd either believe you and believe that for the rest of their life. They could believe you and then not believe it when they grow up and realize that that was a lie, and then live their life like every day was their last because everything was amazing. Or they could just be, like, completely tuned out of the class completely. And just miss it altogether. Play 2D. Oh, man. No, it can. I'm not saying anything inappropriate. It's a joke. No worries. I'm pretty sure there's not a single kindergarten kid watching this right now, and if there is, why are you watching this? Learn them while they're early. Alright. What do I know? Is this a whole creature? This is a whole creature, yeah. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. The ones too down to class will go furthest in life. Exactly. See ya, Tiffet. Have a great night. Stay for the parenting advice. I'm obviously a model parent. Would be the best parent. Hot. You know you shouldn't be a parent when you can't even take care of yourself. So, there's that. I need more vitamin D. I just wanted to give a little bit more variation to the shape so that it's a little bit more interesting to look at, because if you had like two of the same size, then it just kind of like it does not your eye doesn't really like focus on one area in particular. I wanted to change that. Alright, good night, Brendan. Thanks for stopping by. Guys, if you don't know Brendan, he's another Pixelogic streamer. You should definitely check out his stuff and check out his stream here on Pixelogic. He does a walkthrough of character creation for games. Ah, Reggie. Oh my god. Anthony, no. She really needs that. Oh my gosh, you're the worst. Oh no, Lopar. After I did that, it almost looks like I can walk like that. Yeah, Brandon is awesome. You should definitely check him out. He's sweet. He is very informed and a great teacher. And a very, very friendly personality as well. Super open to questions. I think Brendan was actually one of the streamers that I first met. Like, one of the first people that I used to watch on Twitch, actually. Like, over a year ago when I started streaming. Used to hang out in, like, when he used to stream a lot more when he was free on his channels. I would hang out in his channel when I was at work. And I would just kind of like either lurk because I had meetings and stuff, or, you know, chat about how cool what he was doing is. What is that link, Anthony? What are you doing? Stop it. Were you, hold on. When I clicked that giant Google link, first thing that popped up was foot cheese. And then it changed to dog caterpillars. What were you looking at before this? Why were you looking at that? Oh my gosh. Play 2D. Yeah. Enjoy, Brendan. Enjoy. This leg would be like the supporting leg, like the hoist, to like push it upwards and to like balance its giant weight as it's like this. And then this needs to have, I feel like this bottom piece right here can actually come all the way down to where the legs are and be flat. Meanwhile, these things don't need to be flat because they're just gonna be hanging. So it needs more weight. Feel like it's actually like hanging. Then these, like this needs to be on the ground as well, just for support. We only have about 45 minutes, I think, or 50 minutes left, rather. So we'll see how far we get with this. It's not going to be super polished. That's okay. Because it was fun to make anyways. I think we spent more time trying to make it not look like a dog than anything. Yeah. If anything, this looks like a squid mouth now. It just looks like the head of a squid. Good morning, AK Shift. Should have read chat backwards. Oh my god. Hey, beer. Berry milk, berry Mikey. I don't know why I thought bear milk. Ew, no, Ferrex. Stop. Earlier using a bagel perfect sphere as reference to fix that. Oh. Oh, Lofar. Looking another Admiral. Yeah. You almost died. Why did you almost die? Don't die. What's going on? Okay. Oh. uh. Yeah, I like the gizmo is actually really nice. I still really like the transpose, and I'm still really used to using the transpose, but oops. But yeah, this is a transpose versus the gizmo. They do essentially the same thing, but work slightly differently. Okay. I think just for funsies. Okay, let's do... No. Let's do this. Whoops. There. Alright. Less fibers. Hello, I'm a hairy caterpillar. Hey, Ren, thank you. Yeah, it'll definitely take practice, but it is pretty good. Snap to grid. Let's see. Variations, coverage, put a little less. Coverage variation, though, we can have some of that. Generally make it like less. And gravity is fine. Twist. Don't want it like twisting a whole bunch. Zero revolve, get that down, get that down. Variation. Just is a bit. Thought of... Ew, 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 Victor, gross. Gross. No. Alright, I'll just accept this for now, anyways. Because I don't have tons of time to be playing around with fiber mesh, and it's just generally just needs to be a little bit hairy. Just a little bit. Gross. Gross. An ugly dog. Okay. Alright. Listen. Listen, Anthony. Can you not? I hear dog one more time. I probably won't do anything, honestly. Sure you were. Sure you were. Dog. Hairy caterpillar. Oh my god. Funny, funny, funny. This is from Dress Backyard as well? Oh, dang. Sorry. Probably do, actually. Let's see. How do I do something like that? An RPG, you need to invite a friend over to play. Hey Stress Tez, how's it going? Hair is instantly turned into a nightmare beast. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Okay, let's do... From Nausicaa. Oh my god, that's so cool! Yo! What? I've never watched Nausicaa. I know that's like horrible of me to say. I should watch it because that looks so sick. That's so sick. How do I do that to the eyes? Polypainting. It's the magic of polypaint. So the way that I normally polypaint things is I take the standard brush and then I just turn it on to RGB and turn off Z add or Z sub. And then I just kind of like start painting on it. Movie night. Yeah, I know, right? What does it feed on? Dogs. Do you render in Keyshot? Yep, I use the Keyshot, ZBrush to Keyshot bridge. Is your favorite Ghibli movie? Man, I gotta see it. I have to see it. I've seen a lot of Ghibli movies. I haven't seen Nausicaa for whatever reason. Cute dog. I swear. I swear. Except for Nausicaa. Jeez. Oh my god, YOLO Hagrid, why would you? So texture, texture, texture. None. Do fill. There we go. And this one we'll do. So usually I start off with like a base like this when I'm coloring things. I just figured, yeah, why not? Let's just do some coloring right now. And then I kind of work from this sort of like a base. I start adding things on. I know I've shown you guys a process. Like if you guys are still curious about my process, like to the very end, I got a time lapse for you. I got a time lapse. I'm gonna give you in just a second. I know I linked it to the people at the beginning, but I know that there's different people here now. So, because of that, here you are. Hey, post office man. Yeah, if you guys want to see more of this, feel free to come by my stream as well. You can grab that link. It's down below, like right on the bottom of this streaming page right here. It says like creature and character concept sculpting right there at the bottom, and then at my name, and then my Twitch if you want to hang out on my channel at all, if you want, maybe, or grab links. That works too. Link is super good at that. You can hang out with Link as well. Where was the link to my stream? Yeah, Link's got the links. Or you could like, if you really want, I'll do the thing. I'll do the thing. Right here. See it? Pointy pointy. Point, point. Alright, I'm going back home. Back home. Back home. Oh wait. Ugh. Here we go. Link was there. Oh my gosh, YOLO. What about the black background? How do I get the dark background, are you saying? Like in the document? Is that what you want to know? I swear, Gillette, don't even. Don't even. Oh well, it's alright, it's okay. I think we're all easily amused, that's why we're here, right? No. It's to learn. What am I doing? Why am I not teaching you guys? I'm sorry. I failed you. But if you want to ask questions, go for it. Yeah, okay, sorry. If you want to know about the dark background, you just go into document and then right here, you can take the range down. So if I turn the range up, you see that's where you get that gradient. I find that the gradient is like really distracting, so I just kind of kill it. And if you do really want the gradient, you can actually play around with where that center of the gradient is going to be and like, you know, what the inverse or whatever is going to be of that gradient. You could even, if you don't want to play with the range or the center, you could turn that off by, you know, putting the rate to 0. It works either way. I just changed the range down. And then for the background color, I usually pick like a 80% gray or something like that. I find that that works pretty nice. How do I make proper topology for rigging and animating? If you want a good topology tutorial, actually Danny Max got a good one. Let's see if I can find it for you. And he does a pretty good job. Here we go. Here it is. He does a pretty good job of explaining topology. And he's also a Pixologic streamer, so stop by his streams, ask him questions. He might be doing retopology at some point. I don't usually retopologize on this stream. Thanks, Play. How do I typically go about adding wrinkles and small details? I usually just kind of, there's usually like a mixture of using alphas and Damien standard. For this guy, I didn't really like delve too far in because I was talking so much during this stream that I didn't get too far with him. So I'm just kind of like adding some color on because I know I'm not going to be able to get too far, but I wanted this to look a little bit more complete. So I'm doing the hacks by adding color. I'm wondering if I can bring up for you guys the Thu Challenge sculpt before I sent it to Keyshot. I wonder if I can show you guys how insane that scene is, because I actually did it inside of ZBrush. I did not bring it into Maya or anything like that to pose the characters out, so if you're interested in seeing that psycho before the end of the stream, let me know. If there isn't a lot of interest, then I won't do it. I'll just keep doing this. But it's an option. Cthulhu, yeah. You carve Link into the face of that thing. Because it's your birthday, I guess. Just... Here you go. Wait, I gotta take off. Here you go. Just cause it's your birthday, I'll do this. Hey Link, look, you've been immortalized. Alright? Alright, you happy? You happy? Happy birthday. Sorry, EM, Pem, yeah, I don't speak Korean, I'm so sorry. You want to see it? All right. This is obviously a dog. All right, okay. I'll try. I'll see if it might crash because we've got a lot going on here, but we'll try. Because it was pretty heavy. Like, I mean, the actual scene isn't heavy. It's just the amount of subtools. Alright. I'm gonna close this one really quick. We've already crashed it and I didn't even click. That was bad luck. That was bad luck. Sorry, guys. Ugh. I gotta restart ZBrush. That was just really bad luck. Oh my gosh. Whoops. At least I saved. Ugh, beep. Whoops, let's turn ZBrush. Alright, so I'm gonna try and open the Thu one. It's your fault, Anthony. Hair right now, so many subtools when you do one hair strain each. Oh yeah, it can be a lot if you're doing one at a time. Try doing chunks. I don't know if you're doing stylized or whatever, but yeah. All right, so okay. Woo, woo, yeah. Check it, guys. Hells yes. So this is wow, yeah, my computer's chugging. So this is actually only 6.2 million because of the amazing decimation master plugin that ZBrush has. Thankfully, I got to do that with this. And for something like this, what ended up happening in order to get this over to Keyshot effectively, so that everything could kind of have its own material easily, is I actually kind of broke this down. Here, I'll put this into fills so you can see what I'm talking about. So like these are all the eyeballs, and as I go down the list right here, I have them all renamed. So if I click snake bodies, and then there's the tongues, this. So separating everything was kind of intense. But that's really like what you want to do if you want to send anything over to Keyshot, is just kind of like group things that'll be the same materials. It'll make your life easier. And make sure everything is renamed as well. And if you want any like lights to send over to Keyshot too, so you see this random sphere right here? This random sphere right here, this you can actually, this one, you can actually put objects into ZBrush, which will then be put into Keyshot when you transfer over, and those you can turn into area lights or spotlights or whatever you want. So you can actually work with it that way as well, in case you didn't want to just use the HDRI, which I wanted to use, you know, multiple lights. So I actually just imported this one ball, and then inside of Keyshot you can actually take that and duplicate it around and stuff and use like it as a light, which is really cool. Monster orgy, oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's that. That's how I ended up with that illustration. Just placing these things around and stuff. Now you get to see it from all angles. Yay! Alright. Now you know. Now you know. How many polys? In total, this is 6.2 million. Such perspective, much wow. Yes. Alright, get out of here. I'll load back up Mr. Pretty. Yeah, no problem. Making a millipede out of millipedes. Oh no. Oh man, I kind of I kind of want to just like play with that. Woo! I love it! I love it! I love 2.5D mode. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes that happens, by the way, so you'll just want to like, if you switch scenes or whatever, it's kind of like a bug. I don't really know why it happens, but for whatever reason, it kind of just like switches back and forth. So you could just like click dots again and then drag rectangle, and you should be able to drag this out again. No problem. Millipedeception, yeah. Too many dogs. Human pretty feed, yes, of course, of course. Of course. I'm 23. 2-3. Do I work at Pixelogic? No, I'm just collaborating with them for a stream. I'm presenting on behalf of them, but I do not work for them. Well, I do technically work for them. It's like it's an agreement. It's a I stream for Pixelogic, but I'm not working at Pixelogic. Does that make sense? Count his rings. Oh my gosh. Your 20s have been the best 11 years of you. Oh my gosh, low bar. Please make an art animation explaining how this walks. An animation? Oh my gosh, no. I am aware of what the animators would have to go through, bring something like, and the riggers too. I am very well aware. But if a production required something like this, then hey, that's what the production requires. Usually, in the design stage, you would have somebody who understands animation. Like I have done 4 years of animation. I have my animation bachelor's actually, so. I am very, very well aware of how much of a nightmare this would be. But that's not really the point in this stream. It's just kind of like to get a loose sort of like feeling of characters and creatures. Just have fun. Because yeah, it would be a lot to keep track of. But if all of the legs were exactly the same, which they're not, but if they were all exactly the same, then typically there would be an overall control for them to move like a millipede. Typically rigs would work that way for like spiders and multi-legged creatures. But because this is just kind of like everything's different, then it probably wouldn't. But this is not for an animation, so I don't care. Solid handshake deal. Yeah, except without the handshake. It's like I signed an agreement saying that I wouldn't be stupid. Here I am being stupid. I'm gonna get fired now. And now I stream for them. So that's cool. I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a really cool opportunity. I've had a lot of fun on these streams, so. And I've met a lot of you guys too, and I think that's the really, really great part of it, is I got to meet so many more people. It's Zerg! Yeah. I'm working on an animated feature film right now at work, which I can't tell you about yet. I can't wait until I can. Oh, thanks, Post Office Man. So you're saying rigging is rigorous? Oh my god, Paper, not you too. Yes, it is, very. You're never too old for this. Ever. Never, ever, ever. Age does not matter. Stop it with the age thing. Never be like, oh, I'm this age, so I should just give up. No, if you actually find it fun, that's all that matters, is just get into it because it's fun. Don't be like, oh yeah, no, I'm 30 and there's like people that are better than me and younger than me. Like, yeah, there's always gonna be some sort of like savant out there that's better than you than like literally everything. That shouldn't be like the purpose of doing things. I know that there's like countless people that are actually like way better than me. I don't do it because I want to be the best necessarily, because you're never going to be the best. You're never gonna be the best. You can be pretty damn good, but you'll never be the best. There's always gonna be somebody who's better than you. So just kind of accept that and do it because you love it, not because, oh god, I'm too old, I'm not going to be able to get good at this. That's not true. If you love something, if you actually just do it because you like it, then you're going to get good at it. Sorry, preach over. I just really don't like it when people are just like, oh yeah, I can't do this because I'm like, you know, this old or whatever. Like, come on. Did you know? So who here is a Frank Frazetta fan? Frank Frazetta is an amazing, legendary painter stemming from the 80s and 70s. Like, geez, that guy, man, he's amazing. He started painting like seriously painting in his like late 30s or something. At least that's what I read somewhere. Like the guy, like there's all kinds of people that have started things much later in their lives, like, and have become extremely successful at it. It's not, it's just about like, you know, loving it. Doing it because you really like it. Start with Z-spheres for this, or just a lot of dynameshing? Just a lot of dynameshing. Yeah, exactly. Morgan Freeman got famous at 50. Exactly. It doesn't matter if you get famous either. Like, it shouldn't matter if you get famous or anything. You should do things because you like to do them. If you're looking for fame in things, you're not gonna find that fulfillment. Like, I mean, you get used to things, right? Like, anything, you just kind of like get used to it. And so like I'm just thinking that like if you were like extremely famous, I mean I should probably not be talking because I'm not extremely famous, but from an outside perspective, I feel like that rush of everybody being like wanting to know what you're doing at all times and like, you know, being extremely amazed at what you do, I feel like it would just kind of fall off after a while. And then if you don't love doing what you're doing, what's the point, right? So it's just like you have to actually really enjoy doing it, find a love and a passion for something. I've found it for this. Like I love sculpting. If I have the choice of playing a game and sculpting something for fun, usually I go and sculpt something for fun, which is saying a lot because I used to play games religiously. And then I got really into ZBrush, and it's been just ZBrush, sculpting. Even like just traditional sculpting, I used to do a lot of that, which I don't really have a lot of space to do it anymore, but just, you know, finding a love for something. Yes, he was a web designer. There you go. Like, and he is amazing. Simon Lee is amazing, and he's done so much with it. Hey, conceptual design. Just making a hairy bug. We don't have too much time left, so I just kind of wanted to give it a little bit of color. Say at kindergarten? That's what I should say at kindergarten. That's why you like... Hey, I'm sorry if you guys feel like I'm talking to you like you're in kindergarten. That's not my intent whatsoever. I'm sorry, Victor. I am sorry. I got used to your oh my gosh, like low par. Oh my god, okay, bye Varix, whatever. How did I find out that I liked sculpting more than playing games? Did I just open it to see what it's all about and then went from there? So, interesting story. I think I've told this before, but like a little bit more in depth. My now boyfriend, who is a character artist on Dead by Daylight, currently used to work on, he was an intern on Gears of War, etc., etc. He's done quite a bit, and he's doing more. He actually went to school with me as well, and he started a ZBrush class one summer and was just really into it. And at that time, like, you know, we were just friends, and I was just like, hey, what are you doing all this time? You want to hang out? And he's like, nah, I'm doing ZBrush. Like, this is important to me. And you seemed like really into it, really obsessed with it. And I was like, what is this? What is this magical thing? Because at that time I was like purely traditional. Like, I did very little digital art in general. And so he was like, check this out. And I was like, yo, this looks so fun. And so then I just kind of like started, the school had a whole bunch of licenses, and I would just go to the studio and I would just start sculpting things. Like, I didn't actually have any, like, I didn't take a class when I first started. I just kind of like opened it and I just started doing whatever with the tools, just because like I thought it was the coolest thing. I found a sort of like love. There was like this excitement for doing it because ZBrush opens up like this whole world of just pushing and pulling clay super fast. Like, I've always really liked sculpting. I've always liked building things with my hands, but ZBrush just speeds it up a lot faster, and I'm really impatient in general. So I just like really love to just kind of like push it as far as I can, as fast as I can. And so that's what ZBrush kind of like showed me, and I was not good when I started. I was just abusing the snake hook tool. I thought that was like the coolest thing, and I still use it. Didn't grow out of that, but I used to just kind of like just, you know, pull and push things like randomly and just have fun with it. And I found a love for doing what I did, and it just kind of like kept progressing, right? I started taking it seriously, and I did my whole 4th year film in 3D after I found that I really liked character sculpting. I was like, this is my thing. This is my shtick. And so then I kind of dropped the whole animator thing, and I became a character artist, which is crazy. Within the like last year of school, I just kind of like switched what I wanted to do. But yeah, that's really like just how it happened. And I just kind of naturally fell off of playing as many games in my spare time, and then I just kind of started picking up this. Really, like it's just fun. I enjoy creating things. I enjoy the rewarding feeling of having something completed that's nicely rendered and just a final finished image. Like, it just feels good. It's like I can look at that and be like, I spent my time really well. And yeah, that's really it. Actually, he's in here right now. Easy E3D. That's Eric. What school did I go to? I went to Sheridan College in Ontario and got my animation bachelor. Don't tell them. I thought you were going to be an animator illustrator until you met ZBrush. You're a true. Yeah, I know, right? And the thing is, you can still be an illustrator with ZBrush. Like, that's like my point, is like you could do what you wanted to do in 2D as well, except now you can use like 3D as bases. Like, you don't have to have like super finalized finished models either. Like, you could just sculpt them. Like, if you think it's faster to sculpt something and then quickly light it and then do a paint over on top of that, dude, go for it. I love doing that. I think that that's the way that concept design in general is going. Is just like mixing 2D and 3D together. Like, it's just so fast, and the results are just actually like unmatched. Like, you just get things done so quick. So yeah, I would totally recommend it. And I mean, I did not get as far as I thought I was gonna get. I started rambling about stuff, but yeah, like, you know, long story short, age doesn't matter, guys. You just gotta find something that you love and get into it and just push yourself into just doing it on a regular basis. And if you do that, then you'll be good. Oh, okay. Yes. So we're coming to the end here now. What do I render in? I render with Keyshot, usually. Do you think that's the best way to get a start when you don't have as much experience? Which you mean just kind of like jumping into it and playing around with it? I encourage that completely. I would recommend, though, to speed up the process, is to go onto Z Classroom. So if you don't know about Z Classroom, it's a comprehensive guide to ZBrush that the people at ZBrush made specifically for people getting into it. And even people that are just like, you know, wanting to freshen up their knowledge of the tools in ZBrush. I'd go through the UI. I would understand all of that if I were you, and then I'd play around. Like, honestly, like I would play around, get used to the tools, see what you could do, and then, like, honestly, if you do that, if you just play around and experiment, you find different ways to do things that other people might not have done. And it might not be the right way, it might not be the best way to do something, but it helps the learning process. And I know that sounds weird, but you have to do things wrong before you do things right. So if you play around a whole bunch and then watch tutorials, you'll be like, oh, I've already run into a whole bunch of these problems, right? And so then you start to learn a little bit quicker as well. And that's the way that I work anyways. I know people learn at different rates and different ways, but it's a tip for people who might think like me. Sometimes you might be working on something else, but it's just not that fulfilling. Yeah, no, I know. All right, guys. So hopefully that was a nice motivational speech for all of you. This is the gross hairy bug. We didn't get extremely far with it, but I'm gonna have to stop here because we're at midnight. This is this is a this is all right sketch. It's all right. It's okay. It could be better, but that's what it is. If you did enjoy this, though, please give Pixelogic a follow. There's a lot of other really great artists that stream here. And if you enjoyed me for whatever reason, God help you, you can come and over there. That's my Twitch at the bottom of this screen. You can come and follow me there. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, ArtStation. You can join the Discord. Yeah, whatever. It's all there. Alright guys, thank you very much. Have a great sleep. I will be back here Wednesdays at 8 p.m. EST, and I'll be on my channel Tuesdays, 8 p.m. EST. I'm going through a little bit of OT right now at work, so I might be canceling my Tuesday streams for a couple weeks, but I'll keep it in the loop with Twitter and stuff. Don't worry, you'll get information. Anyways, good night, guys. See you around. It was fun. Follow Pixelogic. Check it out. Free trial, 45 days down below. Fall in love with something and do it like crazy. Okay. Bye!